So welcome back to the shop, everybody. So ever since I posted that 10 tools under $10 video, Amazon keeps sending me all these cheap $10 tool offers on my phone. And most of them I would say are probably just pure junk. But a couple weeks ago, I got one of those notifications and this little guy was on there and it sort of interests me. So this is the Magic Socket. And I paid $7.50 for it. So today, let's take a look at it and see if it's worth its money. So if you're new to the LastingBuild channel, my name is Jim and I'm a hobby woodworker. And I hope my channel inspires you to be a better woodworker yourself. So the Magic Socket is made by Kusonkey and it says always the right size socket. It says it instantly grips any shape and 54 steel rods automatically adjust to the grip hex nuts, wing nuts, square nuts, especially broken and rusted nuts. So I think the reason this tool interests me is that I'm always struggling to find the right socket wrench for just various general purpose projects and things around the house. And man, this would be pretty cool if it works well. So I've had it now for probably 2 weeks and I haven't opened it because I wanted to open it with you. But yeah, today we'll take a look at it and see if it's worth the $7.50. So it comes with an impact connector and a socket. So according to the side, the socket says it will go from 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And if you look inside the socket, there's all these little pins. And the pins are spring loaded. So when you put a bolt, a hex bolt, or a nut or something in there, it will kind of conform to the shape of it. So in order to test it out, I've got an assortment here of some different things we can try. I've got this little, I don't know what you call it. It's like a hanger. It's got a screw, wood screw end on it. I've got a eye bolt or eye lag screw here, rather. I've got a metal screw. I've got a hexagonal lag screw and a longer eye lag So I went ahead and pre-drilled for each one of these a hole that's a little bit smaller than the hole for each one of the screws. You really should anyway for these. I mean, these eye lags and things, I mean, you need to pre-drill in order to use them. But I'll be honest with you, normally you're hanging these things up above your head and you're having to hold it up on the ladder and you're having to turn it by hand. It gets pretty old. So if this actually works, I think it'll be a great addition to the shop. So let's start out with the more traditional of the 4 we have here. And this is just the lag screw that we have, and it's got a hexagonal head on it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just start it with my hands since I pre-drilled. And then we'll place the universal socket and see how it does. So I'm just sort of centering it up and pressing down lightly. I hope you can see, but it really, it actually worked really well, and it didn't, I see minimal if any damage to the corners of the hexagonal lag screw. So let's do this sort of hook screw next. And I pre-drilled, I'm just going to start it by hand. And these are always super annoying to put in. There's really no way to do it with a tool as far as I'm aware unless this works. So according to the package, even though this is a bizarre shaped screw, that you can still use the universal socket for it. So let's try it out. I gotta be honest, that worked remarkably well. Way better than I was expecting. So next up is the eye lag screw. And I think it's 2.5 inches long. We'll go ahead and start that by hand. Now I don't know if you can see, but it's too wide to fit inside the socket completely, but it still does seem to grasp it. Perfect. That worked absolutely perfect. So the last eye bolt is actually pretty big, and it's not going to fit inside the universal socket very easily. But you can see that it fits in just a little bit, and I think it fits in just far enough that it will grasp it and drive it in. it just put these 4 wood screws in with ease. So the next test, we're going to use a metal screw. And as you can see by looking at the screw, it doesn't have very much depth for the socket to actually sit down on it before it rounds out, and then it wouldn't set very well. But I think it'll still have enough to bite, and then we're going to just try to screw it right between the jaws of the vise. Well, it wasn't going in very easily, then I realized I actually screwed it to my vise. So now for every video going forward, when you see this hole, you'll know where it came from. My metal screw when we're trying out the universal socket. So to be honest, we haven't even challenged it yet. So now I've got my daughter's old rusted bicycle. This is the first one she had, and it's been sitting outside for quite a while. Why don't we try to take these nuts off? So that worked easy as well, but now the nut's stuck in there. No damage. So I gotta be honest with you, I don't think we even really challenged this thing. I don't even have anything else in the shop to try to take apart, I don't think. But you know, $7.50, this thing's pretty sweet. I mean, if nothing else, throw it in the back of your truck in a glove box or something so you'll have it. And I mean, it works really good. It didn't really damage any of the bolts or the nuts or the screws or whatever that we were using, and the tool itself, I mean, is completely unharmed. It can also attach to your socket wrench as well. So it fits your standard size socket wrench and works really good as well. Just so you know, the socket measures 2 inches in length, and it is 1 inch in diameter to the outer diameter. So you probably can get just over 3/4 of width in your hex nuts. And then as far as the depth goes, you're limited to about 3/8. What's my final thoughts? I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be a piece of junk, to be honest with you. I noticed when I was looking on Amazon, there's multiple brands that make these, but this was the cheapest one on Amazon, and I think it was $7.49. This will make a really great gift. So I've got a big new project planned outside, but it's still like 97 degrees here in Tennessee, so I'm just gonna let it cool off a little bit more before we get into that. I'm definitely gonna bring you along for it. I've also got a couple new tools that I'm gonna share with you coming up in the near future as well. When I get a new tool, I don't necessarily want to do a review on it, you know, when I first get it, because I don't know if I like it or not, but I'm at least going to share them with you so you know what I'm using here at the shop and outside the shop as well. So I think that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. These videos are always fun. I mean, you know, finding these cheap tools and trying them out for you, I always enjoy that. Certainly, I'll put a link in the description for you if you're interested in checking this one out. So far, I really like it. I'm going to put one in my truck, and I may get one and put in my shop as well. And I'm probably going to get a couple for some gifts for Christmas and birthdays and things. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up, like, share, and I'll see you in the next video.